first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and define the templates. Well, it's not defining the templates per se, but it's telling Yocto where to find the templates, right? Once Yocto knows where to find the templates, you can just run the BitBake tool, and that's gonna be creating a whole environment for us to bake our image. So let's go ahead and copy this from the MediaTek Wiki. Then we're just gonna define our conf directory here. Once that's done, all we need to do is just use source, just to run a tool that is inside of Poki. We now know that Poki is inside of repos, Poki, and the tool is called OE init build env, right? And that is for open embedded, initialize the build environment, right? So we are telling Yocto to initialize the build environment. This you will need to do every time you open a new console, right? So essentially, if you do this once and then you don't close your console and you want to rebuild multiple times, then you can just run the BitBake command without having to do this initialization. But then let's say that, I don't know, that's late at night, then you turn off your computer, you want to start back again next day, and you open up a new console, so you will need to set up this again, the environment. So the environment is set up kind of like for the whatever the console's I don't know, like cache or memory is defined for, right? So we're gonna run this for our first time, and then so it says template conf value conf. Okay, so it needs to point to the actual template name. So what we're gonna do is change that for conf. It's gonna be inside templates, and then it's gonna be named default. So let's just do that and then run the source repos poki init once again. What the heck is now non-existent directory default? Let me double check that. So it should be conf templates default. So yeah, it's in there. So I guess it is just because we are not defining the full path. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to say, okay, just use pwd, right? Pwd, and then let's cat that. Let's just echo that. So let's do echo, and let's echo template conf, just so that we know what the actual value of that variable is. All right, so it's now full path. That's cool. Let's go ahead and do the source once again. So it's initialized already. If you guys see here on the screen, is now we are working inside our inside of a new directory called build, right? We didn't create that directory. BitBake did it for us, or at least the initialization script did it for us. So now we can just run inside of this build directory all our commits related to BitBake, or not commits, all our commands, right? So for example, if we want to start building our Yocto image, we just need to run a simple command, which is called BitBake, right? So we're just gonna do BitBake. Then we're gonna bake an image called, I forgot the name of the image actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and come here to MetaReady, right? And then I wanna remember the name of the actual image that we're gonna be building. I guess it is this one, MetaReady demo. I'm just gonna go ahead and check. So recipes demo. So yeah, the name of the image is ready demo image. So we're just gonna bake that image because we didn't have a custom image yet, right? Stay tuned for the next episodes. In there, we're gonna show you how to build custom image. So bitbake ready, right, dash demo image, and that's gonna start the bitbake process. Oops, or it's gonna fail. So it says user namespaces not available by bitbake. All right, so this issue is actually a known issue, I think, for Ubuntu 24.04, which is the one that I'm using. This is right here. So this command right here, the sudo app armor parser -r, etc., blah blah blah. That's a command that's gonna save your life in this case. So I'm just gonna run that. It's gonna ask you for your password. So I'm gonna try to not mess that one up. I think I already messed it. No, I didn't mess it up. Cool. So I'm gonna just rerun the bitbake command, and hopefully now we get another error. So let me see. It's time to check your potential misconfiguration. Is invalid. Please set a valid machine on your local conf. That is interesting. MKT. Okay. Now I see what the error is, and it is actually like a typo on the configuration file. So if I go to local conf and I go to a machine definition, so we are actually defining the machine as MKT G510. And if you guys recall correctly, our machine is actually called MTK, right? MKT doesn't really make sense. So first of all, you guys need to go ahead and fix the template. But one thing that you can do, which is actually what I usually do whenever I build a Yocto image, is I just set this environment variable at the very beginning. So I will just do mtk right here so that we can just kind of like go over this and have this build. And there you go, voila, it starts building. So yeah, now Yocto is building. It's gonna take hours, right? And then later, I will just kind of go ahead and fix that. But please go ahead and fix it on your builds, your guys, on your custom meta recipes. We can just, well, actually we haven't pushed the templates yet, so I'm just gonna head and fix it. So mtk, right, instead of mkt, and that should fix it. And then well, that's already building, so I'm just gonna open up another console. Let's see if I can do that. Control Shift D, Control Shift O. So yeah, Control Shift O. So I already have this here. Git status. We haven't pushed yet the template, so I'm just gonna do git add conf templates. Oops. No. Oh, okay. I'm setting build, so I'm just gonna do git add conf templates. Git status. Okay. Git add conf templates, and then default git status. Then we're gonna have the templates that we need to add, so I'm just gonna commit that. They're already fixed. So if you guys go to the repo, which is public, you should be able to find the proper config. But if you were following the tutorial, just make sure to fix that for later usage. All right, if you just set the environment variable on the command, on the bitbake command, it should work for you just as it is currently working for us right here. So I'm gonna just do that, then git commit -m add template files, right? Or template config files. And there you go. So I'm just gonna sign the commit. I'm gonna exit this terminal. Now we have actually Yocto trying to build here. You might find issues, like depending on your network connection. For example, Yocto might say, hey, we cannot fetch whatever, then it's gonna break. You can just rerun the bitbake command. It's gonna pick it up from whatever it was. And then also, if you are currently building, and since this takes too much time, right? For us, it takes like 4 to 6 hours. So you can just, and you need to go and do something else with your life, then you can just Control C and have it exit in a clean way, right? So Yocto is going to try to finish up all the processes that it has currently running. It's not going to start any other process, and it's going to close gracefully, right? And if you are in a big hurry, you can just do Control C. That is going to kill Yocto, but that might cause issues later on that you might need to kind of clean stuff, or just to restart the build. But right now Yocto is building, so thumbs up for us, right?